Hello. I didn't see you there, Sherry Woodward. How are you this evening? I love that shit. Sometimes people are really there and they're just like, oh, hey. I'll go back to doing it. Nikos, are you real? If you are, if you're real, send me one like. Ronaldo, same thing with you. I'm going to do this over. You guys watch. Watch my entry into this, okay? This is very theatrical. Hey, I actually have liker. Cool, cool. Thank you for the likes. I was actually sitting here. You guys hear me okay? I don't know. I've got my headphones in, and it's just weird, and it's really loud in the background. If it's too loud, I'll turn it down. But I just sit here, and I'm like, oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Normally, people just come in, and they're just like here for a second, then they flip through. But sometimes you get people that come in, and they actually stay. You know, I'm going to go turn that fan off that way you guys don't even have to respond. I'll handle it. Give me 1 second. We'll get this fan turned off. You guys can still hear me because these headphones are microphones. Oh, hey, I don't know if it helps any, but there's a QR code in the background. That's my Linktree QR code. It's actually for presentation purposes, not here. Obviously, it doesn't fit into the photo. But hi, Travanda. How you doing? But that logo there, I mean, what an amazing program that company offers. I'm not supporting them or anything like that. I'm just saying, you want to put all that stuff in one basket, bam, Linktree. Until the next big thing comes out. This banner was cheaper for me than it was for 1,500 business cards. It was cheaper for me than a roll of his tape. Actually, the tape with the gumball head logo on it, paper tape. This is from Sticker Mule. You can go there and find out how much it is on Sticker Mule. I'll save you the trip. $20. This banner. I'm talking 80 inches by 80 inches. $12. Shipped. Good quality. Not selling this either. I'm just letting you know. Use your head, folks, if you're trying to save money. If you're trying to save money, you gotta be smart about it. But listen, the only reason why I came in here was to explain something to some of the followers and some of the people that are new to Gumball Head, that are new to the recovery world, and to advise to people that are new to searching for life coaching. Hello, wife. Thanks for coming in. What I'm about to say here is actually pretty ironic, and I'm glad that you got here when you did, because there's a couple of points I'm going to make here. The first thing is this. I was blessed and honored today to have the day that I had. I got to spend time with my children. I got to see my wife. I got to rest. I got to watch baseball. I got to work on our webpage. I got to follow up with some friends. I got to learn some stuff. I got to make plans for the next couple of days. I got some clients. All of that is amazing. But I was in a room with a girl that's 50 days in on her sobriety, and I'm not going to say names because that's respect. But 50 days in on her sobriety, I actually popped in on another person that I follow that wasn't following me, just to see what was going on, because whenever this person's on, they're part of the recovery community as well. And you know what? I'll be truthful with everybody here. TikTok, sometimes I pop in and I check out a meeting, you know, and when I say a meeting, I'm not saying I come in here and I'm like, hi, my name is Gumball and I'm an alcoholic. It's not like that. This communication between two people, even though you're not speaking back to me, you've got your thoughts and you've got your words in your head when I'm talking. And whether they be you're absolutely right or oh my goodness, that's deep or fuck this guy, you have those thoughts. And those thoughts work into actions. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this girl is she's like, hey, I'm 51 days in. I have actually been working with a few people. I signed on... Hi, Patrick. I signed on some firefighters 2 firefighters. I won't say their nationality, but they're current firefighters. I won't say what state they're in, but they're firefighters. Doesn't matter. They're family. And they signed on to our life coaching program. They signed on to us so that they can find out what it's like going through negative aspects of life. We all have to deal with that. Now, a lot of people in this world, they see things and they boo-hoo about it, and then they get over it and they move on. A lot of people like me, they don't do that. They dwell on shit, and then they get told 100 times by the people that they've given the same advice to, take your own advice, and they don't take the advice. Why? Because I like to screw up, and I'm not justifying my idiocracies by any means, but I do like to screw up because I learn from that. I don't do it intentionally. Sometimes it's just situationally, and then it's like, oh, fuck, I won't do that again. But that's where we're at. This woman, 50 days in, was just like, man, I don't have long-term sobriety. Man, I don't know what to think. Man, I'm kind of floating in this balance. Man, I'm kind of, and it wasn't even my show. I wasn't there for anything other than to listen to this girl talk. Because people that are early in sobriety, one thing that you guys don't understand, people that have been doing this a while, we get bored. We're coming up with the same shit all the time, Not bored with the recovery process, not bored with all that stuff, but the conversations that we have, like, hey buddy, how's it going? Thanks for coming in for a minute. I miss you. It's going good. It's going really good. But we get bored of talking to those same people, because if you think about the network that's out there, this recovery network that we have, this is such a broad net, okay? And a majority of people focus, you guys hear me say this all the time, a majority of the people focus on drugs, a majority of the people focus on alcohol, okay? I've done drugs, I've done alcohol, I've also done pornography, I've also done gambling, I've also done sex addiction, I've also been through a lot of that stuff. Not that I was an active addict, but because of my background and because of my specialties, I can focus on those addictions with people and work through them with them. I say it a lot. I leave the A's program up to the A's. I don't argue with them. They're right. The program works if you follow the program. The people that fail in the A's, I'm going to tell you straight up. If you fail in the A's, it's because it's not the program for you. It's not because you did anything wrong. Okay? It's just not the program for you. And if you fail in the Dharmas, or if you fail in the 12 steps, or if you fail in this, or if you fail in that, don't stop. Recovery is a fucking bitch, man. But relapse is even more, because it fucks you up even more. Because when you decide that you're going to take that leap and stop doing that activity that you are concerned is hindering you, or that the judge is concerned is hindering you, or your family is concerned that is hindering you, it's time to make that change. You got to make that decision right now. And we're not used to that. And I'm gonna make a future referral to that. Just remind me to talk about the hands here, okay? I won't forget, because I got it written down and I'm ready to rock and roll. But truthfully, folks, the best thing about that was watching my friend, who I respect, and the recovery community, that wasn't even following me yet, that has said more words to me as a stranger in rooms that I've just seen her talking in. That was like super dope for me, I mean, it was like super cool. I'm actually gonna do something here. Hang on, because I'm giving some shout outs on this bitch. I'm not gonna do verbal shout outs though. What I am gonna say is this. So this person that I follow has helped me be able to transition into the ally community and positively represent LGBTQ community without any hindrance in my mind, in my heart, my body, and my soul. And I had none of that coming in. But the pushback from the outside of the community is what was kind of making me say, whoa. Now, I don't speak any of that about my clients regardless. But I'm just saying is, this was a community I was not a huge portion of. I was always an ally, but I was never absorbed into it until I started following the Dharmas. once I got absorbed into there, it was like, wow, what a different culture than what I'm used to. And I'll be honest with you, if I was, 20 years younger and I had met these friends, I probably wouldn't have put my family and my friends and my, jobs and all that stuff through the shit that I did, just because of the culture. The culture that we surround ourselves in are what drive us to do what we do. If we're raised in a household that's abusive, we are more likely to become abusive unless we break the cycle. But here's the thing. How do you know the difference between right and wrong until the judge tells you? Well, does it hurt? Yeah, stop doing it. It fucking hurts. Period. I mean, it's not that hard to understand. I have modified my behavior. I have modified my interactions. I have modified my approach. I have modified my recovery programs. I have modified my drinking schedule and my drug intake and my overuse and my tobacco usage and my internet time. I've modified it. I haven't changed it. I've allocated more time here than the time there. I say, okay, I'm going to be on TikTok for 10 minutes and we're 12 minutes in. So I'm just going to make my point so I can get off because, yes, I modified my time. I went 2 minutes over, but I still haven't gotten to my point. So I'm going to get through my point. And my wife's in here liking this and sharing this out. So the person that I saw today introduced me to a new friend. The person that I'm talking about, I've followed for a long time, and now she follows me. So thank you for the follow. But the girl that she introduced us to, like I said, 50, I don't know. It was just over 50 days, less than 55 in there, 51, 52, okay? I wasn't really focused on the number of days because I don't focus on time anymore. And it's not because I think that I'm in long-term recovery, because believe me, I don't believe that. My philosophy in long-term recovery is 1 for 1, okay? If you drink today and you're sober tomorrow, you're even. If you drink today and you're sober tomorrow and the day after, you're in long-term recovery. We focus too much on the calendar. We focus too much on the time on the clock. Okay, we don't focus on the duration of time. If we are not sober, we're under the influence. If we're not under the influence, then we're sober. It doesn't matter if you go to bed while you're drunk. You're still drunk. It doesn't matter if you go to bed while you're high. You're still high. It doesn't matter if you pass out from heroin when you're doing heroin. You're still high on heroin when you wake up. Because it's got to get out of your body. Half-life of drug, So it just depends on who you're talking to. Because some people say long-term sobriety is a year or more. Some people say 5 years or more. Some people say 20 years. It's all a matter of opinion. There's no book. There's no guideline. Just like there's no book and no guideline on how you approach your recovery. And that was one of those things that I had told this young lady. She's got all of her faith in the A's, and I support that 100%. I even told her I got silver in the A's. I maintain my relationship with the A's because they're readily available for me. Anytime I need a meeting, it's available online. These other programs, you can't do that with. But the biggest thing was I was a guest in her room. Actually, I was a guest in my friend's room, and this girl had the box. But I was a guest in there. And I got the opportunity to talk to somebody who was new in recovery. Do you guys realize that's like opening a present on Christmas Day? Like, ooh, how you feeling? How's it going? But I did so in an approach that most people don't understand that are in a little bit longer term recovery. I'll say a year, okay, or whatever, longer term, some time behind you to really wake the fuck up, Back off. This is my advice to those of us that are in long-term recovery. You see fresh meat, you dive on it, okay? This isn't a piranha pool, guys. They're fucking scared. Remember how you were the first time you went in there? Just because you wanted to be surrounded with love and hugged and, hey, I'm proud of you and high five, champ, way to go. Not everybody's that way. Some people want to get in, hear what's being said, and leave. Some people are on paper and they don't have a choice to be there. Let them approach you. Okay? Share yourself in the meetings. That's my advice. It's just advice. It's just a suggestion. It's just my opinion. And it's going to differ, and I know that there's people in this room right now that differ with what I think is the right way to go about sponsoring and sponsees. But I'll tell you what, if you are a dickhead and you approach a female, first and foremost, you're wrong. I don't care what recovery your program is. If you are not doing this as a professional, if you are not a counselor, a life coach, a therapist, and you are not doing this for professional income, and you're not professionally trained, there should never be a male-female relationship. I say that from experience. I say that from marital experience. I say that from business experience. I say that from recovery experience. Because those relationships, when they're brand new and they're fresh, especially if you're a year into the recovery, those people are going to look at us as champions. But what they see as a year recovery, they don't see every day and every hour and every minute that we've put into that recovery. Your recovery is different than mine. I don't care what you're recovering from. If you're abstaining from something that was changing your life, you're in recovery. Video game, cell phone, masturbation, whatever it is. If you're abstaining from something that has control of your life, you are in recovery. I get it. People are going to argue with me and they're going to say I'm wrong, or they're going to tell me I'm a windbag. But the only way to recover is no bullshit. Stop doing what you're fucking doing and change your life. You can't change your life without changing your process. You can't manage your life without managing the process. Here's a statement that I made to this young lady. I love you. Keep going, first and foremost. I also told her stay strong, stay focused, and stay sober. But then I said this. If I didn't love... Let me see here. I have to remember exactly how I worded this. JCMF Hughes, what up, though? I'm not going to yet. Maybe at another time. If I wasn't in love with my family, I wouldn't be here. I also wouldn't be sober. But I had to take that back. I had no intention of dying. If I didn't love my family, I wouldn't be in recovery. If I wasn't in love with my life, I wouldn't be here. That's how I worded it. You're absolutely right. So if I didn't love my family, I wouldn't be in recovery. If I wasn't in love with my life, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't, and you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I said. I couldn't remember exactly how I worded it, because when I told you about it, whoa, that blows my mind whenever we hit 2,000 likes or whatever. But I was so excited when I was talking to you about it. Then a little while later, I got pulled into a conversation on the phone between a guy that he's a dispensary manager or employee. And it was spawned off of something that I had on one of my TikToks a while ago. It was one of my videos. And it actually spawned from a TikTok video. And these guys were arguing back and forth about why pot's good and why pot's bad. And you're wrong and I'm right. And you're right and I'm wrong. And I got on and I was like, why do you guys see these ideas so differently? You want to smoke weed? Smoke weed. If you don't want to, don't. Is it really going to affect you? I love it when people who consume alcohol give people who smoke pot a difficult time. I also love it when people say stuff to people in recovery that use psychotropics, such as ketamine or psilocybin, to get through a hump in the road. If it works for them, do it. You know? I also laugh at the people that are in the Dharma programs who shit on the people that are going to AA. Fuck you too. You know? I've always said that I take a Buddhist approach to recovery. I use too much profanity. I use too much real world stuff. I use too much modernization, so I can't even say that anymore. And I don't know if anybody that follows me has noticed, but probably in the last 14 or 15 months, it's been a unique approach, not a Buddhist approach. I still follow the Buddha every day, but not every aspect of it. So I can't say that I'm 100% Buddhist, but are you 100% Christian? Are you 100% sober? Are you 100% free and clear? Now, the depth of that conversation, I had another conversation with someone a couple of days ago. This is a new client of mine, and they were just kind of like, holy shit, what did I get myself into? I had said to them, long-term recovery, let me ask you this. If we go one for one, and again, this is my philosophy. Hey, fun size. One for one. If we go one for days, right, in recovery, and I went today sober, I went yesterday sober. I went 5 days in a row sober, free and clear. I didn't buy any alcohol. I didn't do any drugs. I didn't masturbate. I didn't gamble. I didn't do anything. And you get a headache, and you're like, shit, I'm out of the pills. I'm out of my acetaminophen. I'm out of my aspirin. I have to go to the store. So you go to the store and you buy an over-the-counter pill, and you come home and you take that. You relapsed. Now, here's the thing. I don't believe that. I believe whatever you believe. In my opinion, you can go that deep. And some of those people I was talking about early in recovery or late long-term in recovery are those same people. Oh, you can't do that because you took a pill, because you're pain. Have you ever felt that pain? I mean, you're in recovery for alcohol and you're going to tell me how to recover from, gambling. It doesn't work that way. I mean, it does to an extent, but you got to understand. There's those textbook people, and there's those people that learn in the street, and then there's those people that learn in the street and apply it to real life. The people that stop and stall are the ones that give you shitty advice. Those are the ones that piss off and tell you to get a new sponsor after that you relapse a second time because they didn't answer the phone at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If I have a sponsee call me and my phone fucking rings, I'm answering my phone. I don't care if my wife's in the middle of yelling at me or not. I'm going to answer that phone. You know why? Because that could be the matter of life and death. I don't sponsor people. I allow people to sponsor themselves, and I encourage them to sponsor themselves. I also encourage you to get an advocate in recovery, regardless of what your recovery is, regardless of the extent of what your recovery is, regardless of how new or how long-term you are in recovery. Everybody needs a mentor. Mine is 4 hours away, but he's only a phone call. My other mentor, I can call her whenever I want to, But the truth behind all of this is, when I say whatever works for you in your recovery, please understand, I'm not saying if you are doing a 12-step program, do whatever works for you in that program. No, this isn't the Bible. This is the truth. This is where we have to go into following the process, because if you don't follow that process, it's not going to work, because that process works and it's proven to work. And the same thing works for Recovery Dharma and Refuge Recovery. If you follow their process, it works. Their program's a little bit more a la carte, a little bit more modernized and adaptable to the programs. And that's what seriously got me motivated about starting Gumball Head, which actually has created Teamwork Kazoo. And this is where we're at now. We're bringing people in to talk to them and let them know that your recovery doesn't have to be alone. You don't have to be by yourself. That's why we're here. That's why we're all on TikTok, because we're like bored and we're just like, well, I can't drink, so I've already masturbated 12 times today, so now I'm going to go sit and I'm going to look on TikTok. So you start scrolling through, you're drinking your water and sitting there going, man, I really wish I had a drink. And then you land on this page and you're just like, what the hell? Who is this guy? See, I lost a viewer. It's all right. I don't care. I'm not here for notoriety. Well, that's an untrue statement. I am here for notoriety. But I'm not here to get famous. I'm here for the same reason a majority of the addicts are here, to share my experiences, my hopes, and my truths. I love one guy that I watch. His name's Cody. I'm just going to shout him out because he's fucking amazing. And he is one of the sober... Man, I follow so many different things. Cody, Khodi. He's in one of the sober something programs. I can't remember what it is. He's probably broadcasting right now. If you guys leave the room, I understand. He's got this laugh that I love. It's like... it's just so unintentional, but it gets people in there. And that's how he got me in there, was his laugh. But when he talks, it's just like, wow, he's got my attention. And all of this time and this journey that I'm on, this unexpected journey, or this mission that I'm on from God, or this spiritual mission that I'm on from my parents' past and the belief in the Buddha, I have to say that I have finally met my match in all of this life coaching stuff tonight when... Sorry, Emotional. Hey, you know what? Girls cry too, so suck it, nerds. Um, I had told my wife, hey, Rim, that I finally got a paying client. Now, that may not seem like much. And they're like, oh, great, he's here to whore himself to business and stuff like that. And there's people coming in because they see a grown-ass man crying. Is that all I got to do? Shit, how many more can I get for this? But anyways, you guys realize I've worked 5 years to develop Gumball Head what it is now. And what it is now is I have one paying client. But this client came to me and said, hey, I heard you give life advice. I'm not trying to solicit our services or anything. What I'm saying is that word of mouth travels. I didn't advertise except for here, and every once in a while I'd throw something up on my Facebook page. And I was doing broadcasts on Facebook, but I realized that, thank you for the gifts, nerd, but I realized that my circle was growing smaller because people were getting better and they were just leaving. But see, if you go to the Facebook page for Gumball Head, I have not lost a follower since Gumball Head started because the majority of the people on there either A, support me and believe in me, or B, they're my haters. They're the ones that want to see me fail. And the best thing is I have a paying client now, fuckers. I've worked hard for this because people believe in me, and that one person believes in me. And guess what? In the last 5 days, we've obtained 5, potentially 6 clients. You want to know why I was crying? My wife said to me, I think this would be great passive income for the time being. There was no follow-up to that. I didn't expect her to say, I didn't expect her to say, until something better comes along. I didn't expect her to say, until this gets bigger. That conversation ended there for her and I to determine where this goes. And it's up to us to determine where it goes. I drive Gumball Head specifically for recovery. I don't charge for Gumball Head at all. Our personal businesses, or our work from home business is our work from home business. This is a separate entity, has nothing to do with that, aside for the fact that it's the brains behind the business. You know? But the truth is I wouldn't be in the position where I am today, giving good advice, telling people it's okay to cry, telling people to drive, telling people to do shit, telling people that you gotta fucking believe in yourself. This is your road to recovery, and the only person that can fuck it up or muddy it is you. It's the truth. Because the first thing that we have to do is admit that we have a problem, right? In all of the recovery programs, even the Gumball Head program, even Teamwork Kalamazoo program, you have to admit that you have a problem so that we know that you are of a solid and agreeable mind. But not just admitting that you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, but you're admitting that you have a problem lying and stealing. And if you say, oh, I didn't steal, time, fucker, you're wrong. It's time. And when we make that admission to ourselves and we follow that admission, whether we relapse again or not, but whether or not we make that admission to ourselves and we fully believe it, you're in control the entire way. You don't feel good? Go to the hospital. Your foot hurts? Go see a doctor. Let him prescribe you medication. Don't go asking for it. If you think it'll get by with aspirin or whatever, take it. If it doesn't have your name on it and it's in a bottle that's from a pharmacy, don't put it in your mouth. How did I quit smoking cigarettes? I quit buying them. Can't say the same thing for chewing tobacco, but guess what? Vinny Brigant, Stop Smoking Specialist, working pretty hard on me. I'm down to 2.5 cans a week. That's down from 7. That's a can a day. And they should usually, when in high school, these would last me all week. A can would last me 3 days, 4 days. 3 days if we had football. After high school. But the reality of it is, guys, is And I think I'm really proving this in our personal life too. And that's where I have to draw the line. Gumball, I can get as personal as I want. Teamwork Kalamazoo, I can't do that. Here I can. I'm trying really hard to make those changes, not modifications. Because modifications are taking from one and giving to another, right? I don't have anything to take away from in my household. My household is solid. And I don't have to take from them. And I don't have to give to them anything more than the necessities because they are self-evolved. Our children are highly intelligent, as their parents are as well. But we've done some dumb shit along the way. You know? Hey, Chrissy. Thank you. We've just done some dumb shit along the way. You know? But for my wife to say to me those words, that exact moment, I think that would be great passive income. Yeah, you're right, it would be. It's the foundation. I'm tired of working for people. I just said this to my best friend today, my best male friend. I said to him, I've spent a lot of time making money for other people. And I've had a lot of opportunity. Thank you, babe. I love you. I've had a lot of opportunity in my life to fuck up and fix it. But in the punk world, one of my favorite terms is build, destroy, rebuild. You know? And it's one of those, am I doing this right? Did I get it? Do I got to figure it out? Am I doing this right? You did the big hands. Wait a minute. Is it? I don't know. Everybody's doing different things nowadays. I don't know. This is the best one. It's easy. But you know, we all have opportunity in our lives to make changes. And one of my favorite things that I like to tell people is stop, take a look. I did this the other day. It just took me a little bit longer because the situation I was in is not a familiar one for me. So I had to process a lot of stuff. But I was put in a situation where I had a disagreement. The disagreement was not in my favor, and I was wrong, and I was right, and everybody else was wrong, and they were right. Just the parts were not right at the right time, and they were wrong in the right order, and right in the wrong order. So, at the end of the day, we all kind of just, all right, it's over and done with. It plagued my mind for 8 hours, and then I finally realized I've looked at this in every possible angle that I can, and I feel guilt for being proper. I feel guilty for being right. And man, what a great feeling that is. Not guilty for being right. Just being confident in mulling something over with my ADHD brain and then justifying the okayness of it to myself. You're going to experience that early on in recovery. You're going to experience that early on in any major life change. Death of a parent or a loved one, relationship change, job change. You're going to have that plethora of emotions, and you're not going to know what to do. Think before you do anything. Especially if you're early in recovery. Especially if you're new in a relationship or it just ended. Think about it. Because everybody that comes in here and throws up lollipops and likes and hearts and roses and stuff, I like those. Because guess what? Instead of me taking those and cashing them out like some of those people out there do, hustle you out of your stuff because they need money, I give it back to the people that give to me. Because I believe in the people that believe in me. And I love the people that invest in me. Not because I'm selfish, but because, okay, let's face it, that's my love language. I need affirmation. But that affirmation turns into encouragement, determination, and drive. That turns into progress, that turns into changing lives without guilt, without feeling bad about what I'm talking about. I don't look at that up there. I don't care how many people are in this room. I've talked to this dead room multiple times. And I'll tell you what, in September I might be talking to a dead room or I might be talking to a packed house. I don't know. What I do know is that's another one of those situations where I said, hey, you didn't give me the big room, did you? They were like, no. You're not. I didn't want to overwhelm you. I'm not ready for that yet. That big room is reserved for the people that have been coming. But here's my drive. I don't want to come back 3 years in a row because my buddy invited me back because I had a good speech. I want to come back next year because everybody's talking about my speech. It's not even the demographic of people that I normally talk to or interact with. Completely out of my wheelhouse. Looking forward to it, though. You know why? Because I'm going to learn from my audience, and my audience is going to learn from me. And if they get bored and walk out, well, you didn't like to hear what I had to say. That was rude. But that's cool. I'll come up and shake your hand, and I'll ask you, what didn't you like about my presentation so I can be better next time? I don't take that as defeat. I've been married and divorced before. I've had plenty of people walk out on me. Are you still in here, dear? She said she was leaving, but I'll make this joke when I get inside anyway. But anyways, guys, those that are in here for the recovery aspect of things, or those that stop by for the recovery aspect of things, this will be on the YouTube channel, and this will also be on the Facebook channel, because now I copy all this over. It'll be up in live and running tomorrow, the entire broadcast. But seriously, guys, if you are having an issue at all, or you're thinking about harming or hurting yourself, please call the National Suicide Hotline. If you know a loved one that's struggling with depression or anxiety, struggling with addiction, have them reach out either to me or a resource such as, any of the mental health societies that are out there. SAMHSA is a good place to go and get some SAHMSA.com or .org. And that's the mental health website. So if you guys need anything, please feel free, shoot me a email shoot me a message in my DMs. If you guys have a topic that you want me to talk about next time, let me know. I have been curating a list here of immediate, hey, I need to talk about something. So I have a list of about 12 things going right now. Might be tossing a little series, who knows. We're going to be launching our new website for Teamwork Kalamazoo Friday midnight. That's going to be up and live. We're going to do an online broadcast for that, and we're going to do a countdown and all that fun stuff. I don't think my wife knows it yet, but she'll know soon. We just launched the Facebook page about an hour ago. We updated our link tree. Like I said, the link tree is in the back. This is my banner, but if you guys want a business card that has the link tree logo on it, or if you want to just, leave them somewhere on accident, let me know. I've got these business cards. I got plenty of them. I'm going to hand them out, show them out. We'll send them out to you. It's got the Linktree logo on the back. It's got all of our information here. The Gumball Head webpage will have that information on it shortly too, including the QR code, so that way you can send that information straight to your own phone. That information will take you to every single social that I have, and including our brand new, that page. I actually have one of those. But I'll tell you what, guys, if you're watching this broadcast, I'm going to let you know a little secret. If you subscribe, it's free, and it's not going to be anything but the videos from TikTok. It's for entertainment purposes only, and I'm just going to see if it works. I figure it this way. If people can get millions of dollars or even hundreds of pennies out of people just to show off the goods that they were born with, I just put it in there in video form and people buy them. Why can't I do that with my videos here? I'm going to fucking do it. Because that's the way the Gumball Head works. So, guys, again, stay strong, stay focused, stay sober, stay tuned. Got a lot of wild shit coming at you here in the next couple of weeks. Much love to you all. Chrissy, thanks for moderating. Kendra, thanks for moderating. Thanks for the lollipops, the 3.3 thousand likes. If you guys see this in a later time and you guys do want to add on to this, go ahead and comment however you got to do that, or send me a message on Facebook or any of the socials. I'm always on them because my phone's glued to my hand. Kind of part of the job. See you guys soon.